Do you recognize this picture? This temple? I will tell you the answer at the end of the video, so stay with me. Namaste everyone, welcome back to Zesty Nimbu. This is Srirekha. There were many treasures which were found during the Samudra Manthan, the Kshira Sagara Madhana, the churning of the Milky Ocean. Why was the Milky Ocean churned in the first place? And what were these treasures that were found? So let's discuss that in this video today. First, let's see why the Milky Ocean was churned. So long ago, Durvasa Maharshi actually gave a curse to Devas and said that all their good fortune, their wealth, their kingdom will be lost. Because of which the Danavas, the Asuras, fought against the Devas and won the battle and occupied Swarga. So not knowing what to do, they approached Vishnu and asked for his help and guidance. Vishnu told Indra and the other gods that you must get the Amrut which is there in the Milky Ocean, and for that you need to churn the Milky Ocean. Only then you will get the Amrut, which is the nectar of immortality, and once you get it, you will be in a position to gain back all your wealth and good fortune, etc. Aishwarya. So the gods agree, and then Vishnu says that you must do this in consonance with the Asuras, the Danavas. So you must take the help of the Danavas to get this Samudra Manthan done. So the gods talk with the Danavas and they agree. Then Vishnu says that you need a rod and a rope for the churning to take place, right? So he says that Mount Mandhara should be used as the rod, and Vasuki, the king of serpents, should be used as the rope to churn the ocean. So the gods and the Asuras go and get the Mount Mandhara, and they request Vasuki to act as the rope, and the gods promise Vasuki that he'll get some part of the nectar as well. So once this arrangement is done, they start churning the ocean, but because there is no support at the base of the mountain, the Mount Mandhara falls into the ocean. Then Vishnu assumes the role of Kurma Avtara or Adi Kurma, the tortoise avatar, and comes and supports the Mount Mandhara on his back, and that is when the mount becomes stable, and then the churning actually happens in full gusto, full enthusiasm. So the gods on one side and the Danavas on the other side start churning the ocean. So the gods hold the tail of Vasuki, and the Danavas, the Asuras, hold the head, the 1,000-headed serpent. They hold the head of Vasuki. So this is what happens, and they start churning the ocean. But the first thing that comes out of this ocean, the Milky Ocean, was Halahala. Halahala was the most deadliest poison, and nobody could do anything about it. It was spreading, the fumes were coming out of it, fire was coming out of it, and it was spreading all around them, and anything and everything that was coming into contact of Halahal, it was getting destroyed. So everyone runs towards Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva then takes the Halahal and consumes it and stops it in his neck, in his throat, because Shiva has lokas in his stomach which would be destroyed if Halahal reaches his stomach, and he can't spit it out because there are outer worlds as well, and hence he traps the poison, the Halahal, in his throat, and because of the poison it becomes blue, and since then he is known as Nilakantha, the blue-necked one. After the Halahal is consumed by Shiva, everybody is happy and they start churning the ocean again. So the second thing that comes out is Kamadhenu, the all-giving cow. So the rishis and munis come and say that they will accept this cow and use the milk and the butter that comes out of the cow for the welfare of the humanity, for the homas and the yagas, etc. to perform. So that is the second treasure. The third treasure that comes out is Uchcheshravas. Uchcheshrava is the seven-headed horse, a white horse which comes out of the churning of the ocean. And this horse is taken by Bali Chakravarti, the King Bali, on the instruction of Mahavishnu. So Uchcheshrava is taken by King Bali. Then the fourth thing that comes out is Airavata. Airavata is the white elephant which is the mount of Indra. So Indra accepts this elephant. The fifth thing that comes out of this churning of the ocean is Kaustubha money. Kaustubha is the money which is there on the chest of Lord Mahavishnu, and this money comes out of the Milky Ocean while the churning happens. So money is accepted, Kaustubha money is accepted by Mahavishnu. The sixth thing that comes out is the Kalpa Vriksha or the Parijata Vriksha. Parijata is the flower which gives out a beautiful smell. So that tree comes out and it is accepted by Indra on the instruction of Vishnu again, and this stays in Swarga. The seventh thing that comes out are Apsarasas. The Apsarasas are Urvashi, Menaka, Rambha. All these Apsarasas or Apsaras are accepted by the gods. The eighth thing that comes out is Sri Mahalakshmi. Lakshmi Devi, who comes out of Kshira Sagara Manthan, and who becomes the consort or the wife of Lord Mahavishnu. There's a beautiful sequence of events which are described in the Bhagavata Purana and Devi Bhagavata, from which the story is taken. So if you have any opportunity, do read about all these things. And if you like the kind of content that I present, please subscribe to my channel. The ninth thing that comes out is Varuni Devi. The ninth treasure is Varuni Devi. Varuni Devi is the goddess of wine. So she is the wife of Varuna Dev, who is the god of rain. So she is accepted by Asuras or Danavas. So the 10th thing that comes out of the Samudra Manthan is Dhanvantari, the god of Ayurveda, god of medicine. He is the Amsa of Lord Mahavishnu, and he comes out of the Samudra Manthan by carrying the Kalasha of Amruta. He carries the nectar in his arms, and he comes out at the end of the Samudra Manthan. So once he comes out, the Kalasha is taken away by the Danavas, and they start fighting amongst themselves on who is to consume the Amrita. So Lord Mahavishnu assumes the form of Mohini Avatar. So this is when Mohini Avatar comes out, and he assumes the form of Lady Mohini and attracts the Danavas and takes away the Amrita Kalasha from them, the nectar of immortality, and he gives the Kalasha to the Devas. But one Danava, Rahu, comes and joins the Devas and drinks the Amrita. But before the Amrita could reach his body, Surya and Chandradev, sun and the moon god, notice this and inform the other Devas. Then Vishnu cuts out Rahu's head. So Rahu's body falls down, but his head, because it has consumed the Amrita, becomes immortal. And hence there is always this fight between Rahu and sun and moon god. So finally the Amrita is consumed by the Devas and they become immortal, and they win the fight against the Danavas. This is what happens, and these are the treasures that come out of the Samudra Manthan, the Kshira Sagara Manthan. So I hope you have liked this story. This story is mentioned in Devi Bhagavata and Bhagavata Purana and many other Puranas like Shiva Purana, etc. So you can read about this story. The first question that I had asked initially, what temple is this? This temple is the beautiful temple in Cambodia, the Angkor Wat temple. This is the largest temple in the whole world. This is the largest religious place in the whole world. It is spread in 162 hectares of area. This was initially a temple dedicated to Vishnu and was made by King Suryavarman II. Afterwards it became converted to a Buddhist temple, and now it is primarily a Buddhist worship place? This is the answer to that question. So today's Rishi of the Week question is, who is Brihaspati? Can you let me know about him in the comment section? So I hope you have liked my video. This is one of the satellite stories that we have done. There are many other satellite stories that I have done. You can check out the playlist above as well as in the description box below, where I talk about various other satellite stories in various other contexts as well. Do follow me on all the social media platforms and do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, namaste.